Razaban here for FightHype.com with me. Promoter Eddie here. Eddie, you alright?
Very good, mate. I'm buzzing actually. Yeah, it's good. Like when you've got a really good show as a promoter, if you go into fight week and you know like it's okay, or you're hoping that one's going to shine and you're not sure about a couple of fights, and you know the sticks come in if it don't gel. When you've got a card like this, you can kind of chill a little bit and just be excited because you know that I believe that the fights on the card are going to be great, and even if one's not so good, the others are all going to be epic. Do you know what I mean? So I'm really excited about the card. So many different fights on the card that I'm excited about. Not just White Rivas and Chisora Spilker and Alan Price, but fights like Duffield against Aziz, which is just going to kick us off. It's going to be a war. Particularly Chris Billam-Smith against Richard Riakporhe. I think it's such a great cruiserweight fight, and nice bit of sort of respectable beef down there in the front, because it's what it means to these guys. Big occasion for a lot of these people, and it's a brilliant night of boxing.
Ed, you said you're buzzing, but obviously you're putting these big shows on in America. Do you feel the pressure and the demand from Sky Sports and the UK fight fans, where we were getting multiple pay-per-views and big Saturday night fight nights in 2018 and 17. In 2019, so this is your biggest event so far in the UK. So do you feel that pressure?
Not really. I mean, what you're saying there is that we need to put on more pay-per-view shows, which never goes down well with the fans. This is our first UK pay-per-view show of 2019, and we're in July. We know we've done the Joshua one in June, but right now we would have racked up 3 or 4 in the UK. So I guess that's good news for fight fans. The game's changed incredibly. Fighters' purses have quadrupled over the last 6-12 months, and quite frankly, I've got to take this call. It's really important. Sorry, one sec.
Just picking this back up, Eddie.
Yeah.
We're talking about how fighters' purses have quadrupled.
Yeah. So, and the UK money hasn't. So that's why you're seeing a lot of fighters go to America right now. Not because I'm saying to them, come box in America, because they're saying to me, wow, I've heard all these guys are making a fortune in America. That's where I want to box. So, that's what's happening at the moment. And obviously with pay-per-view cards, it's the missus now. Hang on. I don't, just in a press conference. Okay. So,
fighters want to go to America.
Yeah. So we've had to change our strategy a little bit in the UK, which is more geared around now bigger nights, which we'll have moving forward from September, mixed in with a couple of next gens and stuff like that. And obviously we've got pay-per-view tonight. If we get the Lomachenko-Campbell card done, that'll be a pay-per-view on August 31st, and we'll finish the year with a pay-per-view with AJ. So I think we're in a good place. I think we've had just like the last, taking 6 months out, the year before that was just balmy. Like even going back, Joshua Klitschko, those Joshua Parker, Joshua Povetkin, Hay Bellew 1, Hay Bellew 2, Bellew Usyk. Like it was just Brooke against Errol Spence. It was just an incredible run, and things don't mention that one, but things don't always drop into place like that, So, you go through cycles, and the last 6 months in the UK haven't been as hot as we'd like for multiple reasons, but we haven't really taken our eye off the ball. We're not less committed in the UK. It's just the game's changed a little bit, the dynamics have changed a little bit. So, we've got to make sure that we improve in the UK. We do need to improve in the UK, but it's sometimes out of your reach as a business. You can't just say, oh, well, I'm going to do a show and I pay all these people the money and do £500,000 on the show and move on and do another one after. Like, we've got a business to run as well. So we're always, let's say, joking with Sky, but back and forwards with Sky, we'll pay more money. Well, come on, you've got to deliver these fight nights. But we've got a great relationship, but they understand as well at the moment, the influx of money in America has made a lot of fighters want to fight over there. That will change, by the way. That money will calm down and will level out, and the purses.
On both sides?
No, I think that there'll be more investment from the UK, and I think the US will level out. So, but at the moment, I don't blame fighters for wanting to fight in America, unless it's pay-per-view where we can pay the same money they'd make in America. So, but obviously we've got to make sure that our Saturday night fight nights are solid, because that is the base and the sort of the content digestion for UK fight fans and Sky subscribers.
Talking on pressure, you announced yesterday finally that Dillian Whyte's fight will be for the interim title, WBC, and for the mandatory position. Are you glad you got over the line for Dillian's sake? And what is the situation? How is this going to work?
So it was hard work, and we thank the WBC for their cooperation. I mean, basically the situation is that Dillian Whyte's fight with Oscar Rivas will be for the WBC interim world title. The winner will be mandatory for the WBC world title. That date will be by the end of May 2020. Sounds like a long time. It's not really. You know, this is Dillian Whyte's fight, then he'll box once in November, December, then it's on. So we know in boxing, you know, some people say, oh, do you think it will happen by May? Well, that's the agreement. Will it change to June or will it change to July? It doesn't really matter. The key is to become mandatory because there's so much leverage that comes from that position. So really it's important that he becomes mandatory, and he'll only do that by winning on Saturday night.
He's waited so long as the number one, 600 plus days. Could there be a risk that being mandatory go on a similar time frame?
No, not really. I mean, like I said, if it goes on to June or July, that's no problem because he's going to have his fight at the end of the year. He's going to have his Christmas and then he's going to start camp. He's got to win on Saturday. You know, I'm seeing so many similarities between Rivas Whyte that I saw between Joshua and Ruiz, you know, in the sense that everyone's talking about the next fight and everyone's saying, oh no, he'll beat this guy, he'll beat this guy. Two hungry guys, two great amateurs, you know, and this is going to be a really tough fight on Saturday. I truly believe that.